Joining us today is a qualified personal trainer, Thulani Makhanya. He's a dedicated and result-driven trainer with a passion to help others achieve their health and fitness goals. He's also known for his motivational approach and commitment to his client success through creating a supportive environment that encourages consistency, confidence, and long-term lifestyle changes. Welcome to an all-new episode of The Safe Place to Land, where mental and emotional wellness meet God's love. We are still carrying on with the theme of reparenting yourself. This is where we have discovered that there are areas in our lives where our parents and our caregivers could not fulfill, and we have decided as adults to fulfill those areas for ourselves. So today we are going to be talking about physical wellness. This is my favorite conversation, you guys, because I enjoy my time at the gym. But it wasn't easy to start. So we are going to start from the beginning and guide you through to where you are now, like me, a pro. I'm joking. So, we focus mostly on mental and emotional wellness in The Safe Place to Land. But I've never read a book. I've never had a therapist. I've never listened to a podcast that talks about mental health but doesn't mention physical health or physical fitness. So today we are going to be having that conversation, and we have a personal trainer here with us who's going to be guiding us through the conversation. So welcome to Thulani, and thank you for joining us today. Boo, 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 boo.
It's a podcast, right?
Yeah. So thank you for making the time, eh?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zanella. It's an honor and it's a privilege for me to be here. I must admit that I've landed at a safe place.
Yeah!
And the setting looks really good. I think it's the first thing that I said as I landed here, that the setup is so good. And I must say that I feel safe. It's a good place to be.
Good.
So thank you so much to you and the viewers and your audience and your subscribers for allowing me to come and have a conversation about fitness and personal training and just wellness in general.
Yes. And yeah, we appreciate you for being here. So we're going to start with icebreaker questions. This is a fun game that we are going to play. So I'm going to ask you questions, give you two options. You have to give me an answer between the two options. If you need to explain, you will explain during the conversation that we'll have afterwards. But for now, just give me one answer.
Okay.
All right. So first question, are you ready?
Yeah, shoot.
Okay. So what is the most hated exercise, maybe by your clients or people you've met, between burpees, lunges, and a plank?
Burpees for sure.
Burpees, like seriously, whoever came up with burpees, like who designed them?
Burpees for sure.
Okay, second question. What is the best cardio option for maximum heart rate? Would you say it's an incline on a treadmill or a Stairmaster?
Look, without explaining, incline walking. Incline. But I'll explain further when we go into the questions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because the incline will be killing me also. So third question, what is a realistic timeline for permanent physical changes? Would you say it's 3 months or a year?
Anything between 6 to 12 months.
Oh, okay.
Anything between 6 to 12.
Okay, cool. Fourth question, when is the best time to eat? Before or after a workout?
Before and after. An hour.
Before?
Yeah, 30 to 1 hour. Before your workout, that's exactly what you want. So that you can get energy, so that you can fuel your body, so that you can get more energy. Because what that does is that it helps you out when fatigue starts to kick in. Then the nutrients are now working and you're able to...
Remember, we'll explain.
Okay. So with that question, I can't say before or after because... Both meals are very, very important.
Okay. Question number 5. Best time to work out, in the morning or in the evening?
That is also very subjective from people to people.
Okay.
Because we are all different.
Yeah, it depends on what type of a person you are. If you're a morning person, then it's good in the morning, obviously.
Definitely.
Oh.
Some people, it's like what I remember back in the days when I used to in varsity.
Mm-hmm.
In the evening, I couldn't study because in the evening I'm flat.
Yeah.
Like my mind doesn't function well in the evening. I'm a day person. So if I don't do it in the day, in the morning, trust me, the overnight, let's go and study at the library overnight. I wasn't that guy. Okay. So if I don't do it in the morning during the day, then in the evening I'm flat. So and
it
other
depends.
people, it depends.
It
and
just
other
depends
people,
on what time you are productive. What time of the day do you feel like you are productive?
Yes, and also it also depends on obviously your schedule as well. That takes place.
Okay, cool. Okay, last question. Where do we actually get the flat tummy? Is it in the kitchen or is it at the gym? Like seriously,
guys. You can do 1,000 sit-ups all you like. You can do planks for 7 minutes, 10 minutes, but as long as in the kitchen you are not working right in the kitchen, trust me, you won't get your flat tummy, you won't get your flat abs, you won't get your six-pack or your ideal, structure that you want with your body. So you have to. That's why they say that 70% is in the kitchen and 30% is in the gym.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell my clients that I can only help you out in just this hour, but in the 30%, everything else, that is you. That is the amount of time that you sleep. You need to get adequate, good amount of time to sleep. You also need to control your diet and your eating.
Okay, we'll talk about that more. We'll talk about it more because I'm like, come on, I've been working out, I've been doing these planks and the stomach is not going anyway. Yeah, and the other day you did mention that when it comes to the belly, it's mostly the diet.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's get into the good stuff.
Let's get crazy.
Yeah, so guys, saying that I'm excited about this conversation is an understatement. And this guy I met at the gym, he was leading a class and he was killing us. Like, you don't get a break with him, So, but, I just like the way you were directing us and your energy as well, because it's very important when you are doing personal training, the energy that you exude to people. So yeah, let's start off with the first question. So what made you choose to be a personal trainer?
I started in 2018, personal training. And then I did that for a good 3 years. And then I deviated out, tried to do something else different. But when the calling starts calling you back, then I came back in 2023, came back into the fitness industry again. And I must say that I'm at my most happiest here. Mm-hmm. And look, the reason why I started personal training or why I do what I do is because I want to make a change in someone's life through fitness.
Yeah.
There's nothing that satisfies me and fulfills me when I see someone getting into the shape that they want to get into.
Yeah.
That satisfies me. Just seeing the glow in their eyes as they see their body transform, because it's all about your body transforming into whatever that you'd like it to transform to. And that just fulfills me. It gives me so much joy. I sleep better at night when I get like good texts from my clients that was a good session. And, there's nothing, I think most personal trainers will tell you that once you start seeing changes within your clients, it gives you that joy that you are doing something right and you're changing someone's life. So I'm big on contributing in other people's lives, you know. But for me, I decided, what way can I change someone's life? What a better way to do that with something that I personally have so much passion and that I love, and that was through personal training.
Yeah. You also mentioned to me before that you used to be an athlete.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that as well. Because, I think for me with the question, I'm trying to understand, because not a lot of people are just like, let me be into physical training, let me just work out for a living. So what I wanted to understand with what got you into that mindset of like, okay, training is something I can do for a living. And you did mention to me when we're having a conversation off air that you used to be an athlete. I think I was supposed to be an athlete as well. I don't know what happened. Yeah. So can you tell us more about that?
So I used to, back when I was young, right?
Yeah.
Let's not mention the age now, because someone is now over the calendar, right?
Yeah.
So, but back when I was young, I used to be a pro athlete. So I started running.
Oh, a pro athlete.
Yes, I was a pro athlete.
Whoa.
The highest level that I went was national championships.
Whoa.
And I got a silver medal in the 110 meter hurdles. So I used to run hurdles, and that's what I did for a good 22 years of my life. And I didn't know anything else besides that, because that's what I did since I was young. You know, you know how it is back at home. You're running with your friends, but there's a guy, a good family friend of mine, who spotted me and said to me, I want you to take this thing seriously, because you're the fastest kid here, and I want you to take it seriously. And I said, okay, but I want to play football and all other things. And he said, yeah, you can play, but there's this thing called athletics. And at that time, I didn't know you could run and you could make a living of it, and you could take it to greater heights. I thought, be fast, but be fast for other sports.
For us not to catch you.
Yes.
For other kids not to catch you.
Yes. So I didn't know there was something as athletics.
Yeah.
And then he introduced me to it. And then obviously you go to school. And then at school, long story short, at school, I was the fastest in primary. Then I got a scholarship for high school. I went to go study at Water School Monument in Krugersdorp. And I did that for my good 5 years at the high school. And that's what I did. And I think for me, because I did that for so long in my life, running, taking care of myself, taking care of my body, knowing exactly what to eat, the discipline that comes with that comes with waking up in the morning before you go to class. I'm on the field. I'm running on the track. It's 7:30. I'm meeting my classmates and I'm there. But I know 2 hours ago I was sweating. I was running on the track. But the sense of discipline that I had to put myself into that. And after school, you're back on the field with the team. You're training now with the group. In the evening, now you're doing your. I used to do a lot of core. You're doing my core, my conditioning, and that's where I started loving weight training. Because in the evenings, that's when I did my weight training, my core conditioning. That's when I did my functional training in the evening at the gym. So that was pretty much my life, and I saw exactly what that did to me. And I was like, a lot of people, if I can change someone's life by that, because I saw what it did to my life, it would make such a huge difference. Yeah. So I must say that athletics really, really molded me and it shaped me into who I am, because there's so much discipline. Remember, with athletics, just like the gym, athletics is a solo sport. It's not a team sport. No one drags you out of bed to go to the gym. Right? No one drags you to go to the class. You decide for yourself that I'm going to do that class. I'm going to train. And same thing with athletics. It's a solo sport. It's all on you. You know? So you have to have the drive, the discipline, and with that, I was like, okay, let me make a career out of this.
Yeah. Now it makes sense now when you're going to explain it from the beginning. So you started off as an athlete, because we know, I think you had me mention earlier that the theme for this year is reparenting ourselves. Most of us, I was supposed to be an athlete. Guys, I truly believe that I was supposed to be an athlete, a tennis player, baby. But then because our parents were not exposed to that type of environment, it was hard for them to translate it to me. I didn't see people playing tennis in my hometown. We never played it as kids. So it wasn't something that was within my grasp. But in a case where if my parent knew about it, then they would have translated it to me. So now it makes sense for you to say, okay, I started off as an athlete and then I was able to see the benefits of what I was doing to translate it to now a job that I can do for a living as a personal trainer. It makes sense. Okay, so let's move on. Now, let's say someone is listening at home. Yeah. They are interested in this conversation. They've never done any physical activities apart from walking, if they have to, Nakon. So where can a person start their fitness journey?
It starts, exactly, you've just mentioned it now. It starts by the smallest things, by walking.
Yeah.
Just walking from here to the gate. Starts by that. I think the biggest mistake that people do or the people make is they try and go overboard.
Yeah.
And they try to do so much in one go. Remember, your body is not used to that, So you have to acclimatize your body so that it can get used to what you are putting it through, because you're panel beating your body. So I can't go today and say I'm going to compete in the
Comrades Marathon.
In the Comrades Marathon. If I haven't run a 5K, a park run,
yes.
I have to start with the park run first. From park run, then I'm going to run a 21 Soweto Marathon. Then from there, I'm going to run a 42K, 2 Oceans in Cape Town. Then from there, now I'm qualifying to go run the Comrades. So what most people do, they end up, they've got goals, which is beautiful, but they forget that there's steps.
Yeah.
Before you can get you your big goal, there's steps. You can't just blow up and do the biggest thing. So start small. Start small. Start by walking. Start by walking to the gate. From the gate around the complex, now you're stretching it out to around the complex.
Yeah.
From there, now you are now doing steeps. Now you're doing steeps around the block. From there, now you're doing something else. Then you start, going to the gym and, I'm working out, but start small. People want to from the jump, and that leads to people burning out quickly.
Yeah.
It leads to burnout because you're trying to do so much from the jump.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
And I think there's this mindset that we have that if you want to take care of your physical health or change your physical appearance, you have to go for a gym membership. That's what many people do. I'm not against gym memberships. I do have a gym membership myself, but I would advise that rather start by walking.
Walk your dog.
Yeah, just walk around the neighborhood then build up your endurance.
Yes.
Then from there you can take it higher.
Yes, definitely. Walk your dog, get used to it. You'll start feeling much better about yourself, because at the end of the day, you also need to get the confidence to also go into the gym as well. Yeah. So how do you build that confidence?
That's another thing we're going to talk about. The intimidation of joining a gym. When you're walking into the gym, it's very intimidating. Yes. But we'll cover that along the conversation. Okay, let's talk about now the different categories of workouts. We have cardiovascular workouts, which is commonly known as cardio.
Yep.
Which includes your running, walking, you mentioned them. We have HIIT, which is my favorite, high intensity interval workouts, right? Yeah. We have your functional workouts, which involves strength. Does functional involve strength?
Yeah, it's HIIT. Functional is your HIIT.
Oh,
yeah. So it's more of it's a combination of both endurance, strength, and cardio. Yeah.
And then we have your balancing workouts, which would be, I think, your yoga, just learning to balance, it's another thing that you have to learn. I'm realizing that it's hard for me to balance. So I think I want to focus more on, let's talk about cardio first, because I think a lot of people are familiar with cardio. What is cardio about? What does it involve?
Cardio, as you have mentioned it's a cardiovascular exercising.
Yeah.
Right? So cardio is basically it's a sustained long period of an exercise, right? So that is your exercises such as obviously your running, your jogging, your swimming, your cycling, your jumping jacks, your skipping. That is cardio, So basically any exercise that will keep your heart rate in a set mode for a long period of time. So this morning you were telling me that you did your spinning class, right?
Yeah.
And constantly there was no breaks, right?
No breaks.
There's no breaks, right? So and I'm sure if you checked your watch, your heart rate was constantly at a high, right? Yes, it spiked up, right? And you did that for a duration of 45 to 50
minutes.
50 minutes.
55. It was long.
Exactly that. So that's your cardio. Cardio.
So it helps to build up endurance.
So the benefits of that is it's good for weight loss.
Yeah.
It's good for weight loss, good for burning a lot of calories. You burn a lot of calories during that period. It's good for your heart. It's good for your heart, pumping your heart.
Yeah.
It's good for pumping your heart. It's good for your lungs. Your lung capacity, it opens up your lung capacity.
Because your heart rate is high and you are breathing.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you need those lungs, right? So it opens up your lungs. And then what it's also good for, it's good for blood flow. That's another benefit of cardio. So yeah, I'd say that is basically just the basics of it. And people need to do that. I know like a lot of especially you see that the gym guys are hitting weights and but they neglect their cardio. You have to do your cardio, and cardio can be anything. I say cardio can be anything. Going to play on a Friday 5-a-side football with your friends, that's cardio.
Yeah, Zumba. Yeah.
You do your Zumbas on Fridays as well,
and
right?
I shake my pussy there. It's cardio as well.
That's cardio. That's cardio. So cardio can come in different forms and ways, but you have to keep your blood flowing. You have to keep your heart pumping. And the only way you can do that is through cardio. One of the ways that you can do that is through cardio. So your cardio is very, very, very important.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have functional workouts. Functional workouts, from my research, I found out it's where you're basically mimicking daily bodily movements. So let's talk more about functional workouts.
I've got a client who says to me, Thulani, I want to focus more on functional training.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, because I've got to realize that functional training is actually daily movements that I do on a daily basis, right? So when I pick up a bucket, right, and I want to lift it up and put it on top of my head and walk 1,000,000 miles, take the water from the river back to home, that is your snatches. So that's functional training.
Yeah.
So taking your barbell, lifting it up on top of your head, snatching it up, that's your functional. So those are daily movements that we do on a daily basis. If I say to you, okay, pick that up from me from the ground, put it on the top floor there, you're going to be snatching it, taking it up. That is basic movement.
And squats.
And you squatting. So there's a squat there, right? There's a squat. You might be lunging because you might having to lean forward with one leg. So you might need your knee to be strong.
Yeah.
So can you see where it's going?
Yeah.
So lunging forward, going down to pick it up. Now using your shoulders and your biceps to now lift this thing up to go and put it up on the top drawer. That's your functional. That is your daily movements that people do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So functional is obviously your HIIT.
Yeah.
It's your high intensity interval training.
Okay,
right?
That's another one. Now let's go into HIIT. Let's go into high intensity interval training because I love that. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a combination of both strength and cardio. So for example, you'll be hitting your ski erg or your ski erg for 30 seconds flat out.
Yeah.
Then from there, or 70 to 80%, then you jump off, do some reverse lunges. Then once you've done, go back to that. Then you get a break. So that's your high intensity.
So you are pumping up the heart rate and then you are doing the functional workout.
Yes.
Okay.
And after that, you rest. Then you drop your heart rate before you go back into your into your cardio, which is your ski erg or your assault or your ski mill where you're gonna be running.
Or running.
Yes, or skipping or mountain climbers, because those are all your cardio workouts that you'll be doing. So it's both a combination of both your strength and your cardio workout that you'll be doing. So it is very good. It's good also for your heart as well. It's very good for your heart as well. Yeah. It controls your heart.
Yeah. Okay, now let's go back. I know I asked this question initially when we were playing the game, and I said we'll get an opportunity to explain more. When should a person eat? Before or after? I remember the answer you gave me initially. You were like, hey, you need to eat before and after. So let's go deep now.
Look, to make it simple to people out there, you have to have your nutrients before you work out.
Yeah.
And that's why people take pre-workouts, right? Because you need to fuel your body, right? So that you can be able to, whatever exercise that you'll be doing, and you will be able to do it
to the maximum capacity.
Yes, to your maximum capacity. Yeah. Now, what that also happens is that as you're training, right, you're getting fatigued, right? But now the nutrients then kick in and you're able to last even longer. And that's the important thing. And what I've noticed in the 8 years that I've been doing this is that people that I've seen collapse at the gym, when we do some diagnosis and then we asking them questions, they haven't eaten.
They're dehydrated.
They haven't eaten. They don't have any. They are dehydrated. Yeah. They don't have any nutrients.
And to add to what you're saying, because for a long time, I've also had this idea of if you're going to go to the gym, don't eat. I don't know. We just assume that it's going to help us lose weight faster if you're not eating before the gym, or you're going to get cramps while you're exercising if you eat before the actual workout. So for a long time, I had that understanding, and I had that misconception. But as soon as I shifted and I started like having something, I would make my normal breakfast, but have half a portion of it and then go to the gym. I used to notice that now I'm able to give it a bit more 100%. Than what I used to. Before 100%. I would get so tired and so fatigued. 100%. But then now, because I do believe that I have to have something before I go to the gym, I'm able to give it a bit more.
You couldn't have said it any better. So you're having your eggs, you're having a banana, right? Before you go and work out. That is going to transcend into your workout. It's going to help you. That energy that you're consuming now is going to transcend into your workout, and you need that in your training, during your workout, because it does get to a point where you've now hit the plateau and now you just can't get to the next level. But that's when the nutrients come in. So it is very, very important to, like you say, don't fill up your stomach, right? But just have a good portion, just have a nice meal, so that you can be able to
give your body time to digest it as well. Maybe that's why I said an hour before you said that.
100%. Just give it an hour. Just give it an hour so that the food can digest, because you can't have your meal now and then jump straight into it. You know, you still, so you have to give it time to digest. And the important thing about having your meal after, remember, when you are working out, you're tearing muscle tissues. Yeah. So now how do you replenish that? It's through nutrients. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It can only come back through nutrients. So you have to refill your body again. So look at this as a car.
Yeah.
If a car doesn't have petrol, it won't move.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to fill it up.
Yeah.
So that it can be able to move. And as you're moving, the petrol gets depleted, right? And it'll get to a point where now it's depleted, it's flat, it's done.
Yeah.
And then in order for it to move again, you have to fill it up again. So your body is a car, if you look at it. Feed it the right nutrients, Because if I put water into that petrol tank, that car is not going to move. So look at it that way.
Yes.
Look at it that way. So if you're feeding your body the right nutrients, you'll be able to move in the right way for a long period of time.
until
that petrol is depleted.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you fill it up again.
It makes sense. And you mentioned protein.
Yeah.
So I want to, because that is going to be my next question. Why is there so much emphasis on protein when it comes to working out? Does it then help to build muscle? What does it do?
It helps you build muscle.
Okay.
So your chicken, your fish, your eggs, those sort of protein, they help you a lot with building muscle. So those are the sort of things that you should, people say, I'll just have fish and chips, so that I can bulk up and but have the right protein.
Yeah.
Have your fish, have your chicken, have your eggs.
Yeah.
Those are the sort of nutrients that you should be filling your body with when it comes to protein.
And it does matter also how you prepare those foods.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Does definitely.
Okay. For the longest time, I have avoided weightlifting. I think in my head, you just think, Uguti, if I do weightlifting, then it means I want to be bulky. I think that's the main thing that many women think of when they think of weightlifting. So let's talk about it now. I want us to get deep into this because I have changed my mind about weightlifting and it's something that I really enjoy doing now. So why is weightlifting important for women as well?
Sure. That's a very good question. That is a very good question. And for a long period of time, to this day, there's still a lot of females who are scared of doing weight training.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's getting better. It's getting better. But before, it used to be a thing of, if I do weight training, I'm going to be bulky.
Yeah.
Thulani, I don't want to be masculine. I don't want to be muscular. I don't want my shoulders to be broad like a man. I don't want to have biceps like a man. I still want to look feminine. I still want to look like a lady.
And unfortunately, femininity, we've been taught that it's about being skinny. That's what we've been taught. We see if you are feminine, it means being skinny. If you're African, it means having the booty, but still your stomach must be flat, So that's why I think women have been running away from weightlifting because it's like, I'm going to have muscles in places that I don't want to be.
I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But now here's the important thing about weight training is that weight training and why, and I'll give a good example as well with what I've come across when it comes to weightlifting. Weightlifting is very important for women. Reason one, it shapes your body. It tones your body. And once that happens, you start feeling good about yourself. And even in the clothes that you are wearing, they start fitting in differently. Just because of weight training. Differently. Because now your back is now shaped in a certain way. Your arms are now shaped in a certain way. Look, you don't have to, with bodybuilders, there's a particular way that they train.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the sort of prep that they go through with meals and everything to get to be
a bodybuilder.
To be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And there's certain other things that they take as well.
Yeah.
Your body won't get there if you're just doing your normal chest press. If you're just doing your normal overhead shoulder press. If you're just doing your normal bend over rows. Your body won't look like that. But what you'll do, you'll get stronger. And once you get stronger, you feel better.
Yeah.
Because now it goes back to that thing that we were talking about earlier on. Just daily movements. Just moving this to the side. It's easier for you to move this all the way outside without feeling the strain.
Yeah.
That, that was, but it's basically, it just helps you out in just normal daily activities that you do around your house, know. So strength training is very, very important, especially for women. And I advocate for women out there to not shy away from strength training. If you need the assistance, which maybe we'll get to, if you need the assistance, get someone who'll help you out. Start slow, start easy. You don't have to start heavy as well.
Yeah.
Start light. Start light, go down to the weight area. I know sometimes it can be intimidating,
That's where I was going. I was waiting for you to finish your point, and then I was going right straight to that question. Okay, we mentioned this earlier on about the intimidation of the gym. There's an initial intimidation of a person who's joining a gym. Then there's another level of intimidation when you have to go to that area where there's weights, because there's a lot of men there. They are bulky, they are strong. And when you go there, you just feel like I'm out of place and I don't even know how to use these machines. So yeah, let's talk about that.
Remember when I said before, start slow, right? And start easy, start slow. Start by walking, because what that does, it starts building your confidence. If you could walk from here to the gate, you can now walk from the gate to around the complex. If you can walk around the complex, you can walk around the block. And you can walk, now you can do park runs. Now you can go to the park and be outside. So little by little, right? Gain your confidence. And that's what happens. What most people do, they want to go straight from wherever they come from and then straight to the weight area, and that because you haven't built your confidence yet, so build your confidence slowly but surely. But definitely what I would definitely say, if it does happen that you going downstairs or upstairs, depending on the gym,
where it is.
Depending where it is, or in the weight area, let's keep it that way, in the weight area. Get someone who's going to help you out.
Yeah.
Get someone who's going to help you out, who's going to show you the ropes.
Yeah.
Who's going to show you exactly what to do according to your goals and how to do it, because those are the two things that I always advocate on. What you are doing, because you could be doing something but doesn't really align with what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And also the how is very important.
Yeah.
Because you see it a lot at the gym where people are doing certain exercises, but they're just doing it.
The posture is wrong.
Completely wrong.
The form is wrong.
The form, the technique, the posture is so wrong. And you have to have someone that's going to just show you out until you get your confidence. Once you've gained the self-esteem, once you've gained the confidence, and now you know the ropes around, it's easy. Now you can go forward. Because remember, this is a lifelong journey.
Yes.
It's not a race.
Yes.
It's a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
Do that for 3 months. Get someone who's going to help you, assist you, show you, teach you. And then from there on.
And also teach you how to work the machines. They are very intimidating, these machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is that most people, they hurt themselves. They injure themselves because of the wrong technique and the wrong posture.
Yeah.
And trying to go heavy
in
the beginning. Because you're looking at someone next to you, now you want to...
It's the social media effect.
Yes.
We see these videos on social networks, and then we go to the gym, we're like weightlifting as well, and I'm putting in 20 kgs,
But
so...
Forgetting that you don't know how long that person took to get to squatting 2 plates.
Yes.
Now you want to go down, and the first thing you want to do is squat 2 plates. No. Start with just your body. Own body weight. Start with, then go to a bar. Then go to just the bar. Then add small weights. Slowly. 10.
Because the bar is heavy in itself.
Because the bar is heavy. It's 20.
It's heavy.
From gym to gym, others are 15.
Yeah. You spoke about, you mentioned this when we were talking about weightlifting initially. You spoke about your body being toned. I think the word that I like to use now, because I also don't like talking about losing weight. Now I use the word body composition. Let's talk about that. What is body composition?
Body composition is basically your body transforming. That's basically that. Your body transforming into what you want.
Yeah.
And it's basically leading into it toning up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Toning up. And that's why you'll see these videos where someone is going from the structure and their body is compositioning into whatever they are now
working on.
And that's basically body compositioning.
Okay.
So and that is so important. But it goes back to what we were talking about earlier on. You need to be able to do your strength training.
Yes.
You have to be doing your strength training.
Yes.
Because your body won't just composition itself on its own.
Yeah.
You have to do your strength training in the right way.
Yes.
In the right way.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love body composition. Sorry to interrupt your thoughts. I love body composition because for a long time, for women, it has always been about the scale. You have to lose weight. If you are working out, then it has to translate to the scale. But when we are talking about body composition, because now you are doing weightlifting, your body is building muscle. It might not quickly translate to a scale, which now you're losing weight.
Yes.
You might actually gain weight,
Yes.
but you can still tell from your clothes, which things are fitting you differently. You can tell from, just looking at your body, which my body is a different shape now. It's not the same as I was before.
100%.
But even though it hasn't translated to a scale, I think that's why I'm more focused on body composition than the scale.
Yeah.
Because I have a toxic relationship with the scale. Every time I
100%.
get on it, it never tells me what I want to hear.
And the thing with that is that I was having a conversation with my client, and we always have this conversation with her. And she says that the scale doesn't give her the true reflection. If I can show you how, it's just that I switched my phone off, but if I can show you how she looked like, and I'm sure you've known her, I'm sure you know her. If I can show you how she used to look like to what she looks like now, the weight has dropped, but it hasn't dropped
to where maybe she wanted it to
be. But I can tell you that she feels much better. She feels much stronger, because what ended up happening is that we dropped the weight, then we put in the muscle mass, which is now what we're going to talk about now. And that's what happens with your body, is that you lose the weight, but now you're putting in the muscle. And that's because of all your strength training, right? Now your body is going to composition in the structure that you want it to be, right? But the scale won't give you the true reflection of that, because the scale is telling you that you've lost 5, but you feel so much better. You feel so much lighter. You feel so much stronger.
It never says I lost anything. It never says, it always like, actually, it feels like I gain sometimes. But then I'm like, no, but my clothes are telling me a different story.
Your clothes are telling you a different story. And how do you feel?
I feel good and I feel confident.
You feel confident, you feel good, and you are able to, simple thing, walk up the stairs without breathing heavily. Simple thing. You are able now to go to the grocery shop and not push the trolley until your car. Push it until the end of the shop. By the exit, right? Grab the plastic bags, and then you walk to your car. Up the staircases or up the escalator, right? And that's you doing your strength training, So that's why I'm saying that with training, it translates to your life. You picking up your plastic bags is the same thing as you at the gym walking, doing farmer's walk
being
with your
able
kettlebells.
to do the daily activities.
So for example, there's an old man that I'm training. He's 79, turning 80 this year. And every single time, anyway, when he walks up the stairs and goes down the stairs, he used to hold the rail. Now he can walk without holding the rail, without holding on to something, because now we've worked on mobility, which is something that we're gonna talk about as well. Mobility. We've worked on his strength, and his flexibility as well. So now he's able to walk just up and down the staircase without holding on to the rail. So the gym translates into your daily habits, and that's the beauty of it, is that you want better health.
It's about overall wellness.
Yes.
More than it is about the physical. We do like the physical changes as well, but it's about what is happening inside with your heart, with your organs, the things that help you function. They need you to work out.
That's true. Before you even go on, I know we spoke about it earlier when it comes to different types of exercises, right? And different modules, right? Whether it's your strength, whether it's your cardio. The one that I just spoke about now, mobility. Mobility has become a huge thing. One of my mentors asked me, Thulani, why do you train? And I told him. And then I asked him, why do you train? And he said, his answer was, so that when I'm older, I'm able to move better.
Mm.
And I looked at him, okay. And he said, that's why I'm doing a lot of mobility and flexibility.
Mm.
So when you're going into your classes to do your yoga, to do your Pilates, those are good classes.
Yeah.
Those are good. Because
Pilates.
Yes, I know. It's not as easy as it looks.
I'll be sweating.
Oh. I once went there and whew, the ladies, they laughed at me. They're like, Thulani, you're a personal trainer and you're always lifting these heavy weights and you can't even, because
not flexible.
Not flexible enough. Your balance is not good enough, So you have to be able to incorporate all these training regimes so that your body can be complete.
Yeah.
Yes. So they can be you are able to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So flexibility and mobility is one of the things that where fitness is now.
It's going there. Yeah, true. Because Pilates, remember at the gym, it's always fully booked. The Pilates class.
You can't even get a
fully
spot.
Booked. And the trainer, she's an old lady. But then she does some positions where I'm like, how is she able to do this? Because I can't do this. And I'm very young, I think.
Do you know how old she is?
I don't know.
84.
She's 84?
84.
Oh my God. It's
84
embarrassing.
years old.
It's embarrassing for me.
I know. I know. At her age, and it doesn't look like she's slacking or going down.
She's
Instead,
flexible.
you know, and that's exactly what my mentor said to me when he said I'm training so that when I'm older I can be able to move better.
Yeah.
And that's why he's focusing more on, he's including a lot of flexibility and mobility into his training.
Yeah.
Because he understands that once you're older, your balance starts being shaky, so you have to be able to move around once you're older. Yeah.
I think let's talk about this. I know it's not something that I really want to focus on, but we have to mention it, especially if we are talking about weightlifting. Supplements, and taking protein powders, because there's a lot of emphasis on protein. And so sometimes you just feel like your daily eating patterns cannot fulfill maybe the requirements of protein that are needed by the body. And I think that's where you go for protein powders, whey powder. I prefer whey powder for me. Let's talk about supplements. Which supplements can people take in as part of their weightlifting journey? Yeah,
it is very important, number one, to make sure that you do enough research.
Yeah, and consult. You have to consult a medical practitioner first before you take supplements. Yes. Yeah.
So I don't want to tell people what to take and what to, So firstly, consult with your medical practitioner. But the importance of that is that it gives you the right amount of grams that you need to be putting in. So, and what a lot of people do is that because it is a meal replacement. It is literally a meal replacement. Really? Yep. So you'll see with the scoop maybe of 450. Once you have that, you feel full.
Yeah.
It fills you up. But you are still able to move.
Yeah.
So it's a quicker way of it's a food replacement.
Oh.
But I still say have your natural food. It is very important. Yeah. But people just use supplements as your meal replacements because it's quicker, it's faster. It's just a shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about creatine?
Creatine is good because what creatine does is that it gives you energy.
Yeah, it does.
It gives you energy, and before your workout, it gives you energy. You are able to focus a little bit more. Yeah.
Listen, I am a creatine person. Yeah. It's hard for me to supplement because I forget these things. I forget to take them. But I started taking creatine last year after doing research. Guys, I did my research. I didn't just jump on the bandwagon. I did my research and I started taking it. And oh my God, it improved my workout so much. My energy levels, my ability to focus when I'm doing the workout. Even I just felt like I could go on and on and on, you know? It just gives you a boost, I guess.
It's an extra layer that you can use to help you out.
Yeah.
It just helps you out.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, it all starts with you.
Yes.
It all starts with you. But it's an extra layer that can help you out with your training.
Yeah.
So you it is important that you use it, right? So that you are able to progressive overload.
Yes.
There's something that we call progressive overload.
Okay, what is that?
So progressive overload is going better than what you did yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So if I'm this week, I'm squatting. If I'm squatting 140 this week or 160, next week I'm gonna try for 110. Progressive overload.
True.
Progressive overload. So you try and
creatine does help with that.
because it helps you out with the energy, it helps you out with the focus, and it just gives you a kick.
Yeah.
And
So there's also different measurements depending on your goal when it comes to creatine. So I wouldn't recommend going all in. Like, I think you have to do your research. Even if you need to consult, you must consult a medical practitioner first and do your research. And also for me, I took it easy because I'm very cautious about the things I take in my body. So I was like, the first day I took it, I was like, am I dying? Because I was so thirsty. Like I think it's one of the things that come with creatine is that you need to drink more water.
Liquids. Yes. You have to drink a lot and lots and lots of liquids.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening here? Yeah, okay. Moving on. Now we are still on weightlifting. With weightlifting, obviously comes muscle soreness because you are really exerting your muscles. So what is the difference between muscle soreness and an injury?
Sure. You're touching on a very important subject right now. And a lot of people tend to not differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
And muscle soreness is basically DOMS, something that we call DOMS, right? That is your delay of muscle soreness. That is muscle soreness. When you're working out, if I'm gonna train my chest today, right? So I'm doing my bench press, I'm doing my incline flies, I'm doing my, flies. If I'm gonna train, I'm gonna feel the soreness.
You're going to feel the impact.
I'm going to feel the impact, right? But it's a good impact, right? Mm-hmm. Not that I've injured myself, right?
Yeah.
But it's just the muscle saying that, hey, you've worked me out. Yeah. Now I'm just breathing. It's growing. Now let it rest, because during the process of resting, what most people do is that they want to do one muscle every single day. It's never going to grow and you won't get stronger. Give it time to break. Give it time to rest. And I always say this, that where muscles are growing is when you're actually not working them out. That's when they expand. That's when they grow. So you have to give them a break. That's why your muscle soreness will kick in after a day or two, depending on people, because some others is a day, others is 2 days, So that's muscle soreness, right? Injuries. So let me just say this. If I can train my chest today and I'm going to get my DOMS tomorrow, I can still be able to train my chest tomorrow. I still have the flexibility to train my chest. But if it's injured, I won't be able to tomorrow. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So the range of motion is totally different because now you've injured a muscle there.
Yeah.
Now, once you know that you are not able to do the same exercise tomorrow again, then you know that something is wrong. And also, DOMS will stay for 2 to 3 days, right? Then you're back at it again, right? And then you can train that muscle again. With injuries, you won't be able to. You You won't be able to for a week, for 2 weeks. You won't be able to.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I think it's a point that you have made. The point that you've made is also reminding me of my journey with an injury. There was a time where I was doing a lot of running, and I think I injured my hip. But then I didn't know that it was an injury. So, because I couldn't differentiate between an injury and muscle soreness. So I was thinking maybe it's just sore. But then it went on for weeks and weeks. And then I got to a point where I couldn't run anymore. I got to a point where I had to take painkillers to go to the gym. That's when my mind was like, something is not right here. So I had to go and see someone and start the healing journey, which took me longer because it was like 3 months of no running at all in order to heal the muscle. So I think it's very important for people to know the difference.
And you have to be very careful with your hips. That's a joint. Yeah, with your hips, your knees, those are joints, So when if my knee is sore, that's definitely not muscle soreness.
Yeah.
If my ankle is sore, that's definitely not my, that's definitely not soreness. That's an injury that I need to look at.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful with that.
Okay. So to close this session, I feel like we can go on for days, but then now time is not on our side. So why should people work with a personal trainer? I do feel like you did answer the question before, but let's emphasize one last time.
To start off, remember, it is very important to get the right knowledge, because personal trainers come with knowledge, and they come with education as well. And that's why when I'm working out with my clients, while I'm showing them the exercise, but I'm still educating them.
Yes.
In terms of why we're doing this. Yeah. Right? And what muscle they should activate when they're doing this and how they're doing this, because we want to, it's very important for injury preventions. A lot of people do whatever that they want to and don't consider form, technique, and how they should be doing the exercise. And that just leads to injuries. And then you're out for 3 months because now you're nursing this injury, right? So you have to be able to get someone who's going to show you the right ropes. And the last thing that is very important is the motivation. Personal training is I get a lot of clients who tell me, yo, Thulani, if I didn't set an appointment with you, I was never going to make this session. Some people are just like that. So they need the motivation. They need someone who's going to keep them accountable. Someone who's going to keep you accountable. Someone who's going to keep motivating you. And someone who's going to, just hold you accountable. You've set these goals for yourself. Now, let's put the work in. I see a lot of people who put serious goals, but at the end of the day, when they have to now apply themselves, they tend to fizzle out because they don't have the extra motivation. No one is keeping them accountable. Yes. And that's what personal training does. And Yeah. And also just guiding you through the different machines at the gym. Yes.
So it's very important because I figured it out. I was like, you get to the gym, you don't even know how to use these machines. They're so big, they're so intimidating. So having someone there guiding you is very helpful. So thank you so much, Thulani, for the conversation, for making the time. And guys, his contact details are going to be available on screen. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm hoping this is going to be the start of your physical fitness or physical health journey. And continue to like, subscribe, and share, and be part of the conversation and interact on our social media networks. Remember, we love you, but God loves you more.